Ladies and gentlemen, Cowboys Nation, Dolphins fans, NFL lovers all across the world, stop what you're doing, because we've got some absolutely insane, potentially franchise-altering news to dive into today. This is not a drill, this is not a test, this is not clickbait, this is one of the most unexpected, wild, and jaw-dropping NFL stories we've seen in a long time. And if everything being reported behind the scenes holds weight, then we may be looking at a situation that turns the entire 2025 season on its head. The Dallas Cowboys, yes, America's team, are reportedly deep in explosive negotiations with the Miami Dolphins, and the name at the center of the firestorm is none other than Jaylen Waddle, the electric, game-breaking wide receiver who has been one of the key pillars of Miami's offense. And now, word is flying that the Cowboys have actually pulled the trigger. They've signed Waddle in a shocking, high-stakes, high-money maneuver that has left fans stunned, analysts scrambling for answers, and even Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, according to some insiders, completely surprised by how fast it all unfolded. This isn't just a what-if scenario or a trade rumor floating around Reddit forums. This is the kind of high-level, high-risk move that redefines a team's entire identity and instantly changes the balance of power in the NFL. So buckle up, because we're diving deep into what led to this, what it means for both teams, and whether this is truly the game-changer that many believe it to be. Let's start with the context. Jaylen Waddle is no ordinary player. We're talking about a former first-round pick who exploded onto the NFL scene as one of the fastest, most elusive, most dangerous wide receivers in the game. He's not just a gadget guy or a system receiver, he's the real deal. He stretches the field, breaks tackles, racks up yards after the catch, and creates matchup nightmares for defenses on every single down. Since entering the league, Waddle has racked up over 1,000 receiving yards in multiple seasons, and with Tyreek Hill drawing attention on the opposite side, he's thrived in Miami's high-powered offense. But now, for reasons that still remain partly under wraps, his name has emerged at the center of a blockbuster negotiation between two of the NFL's most talked-about franchises, the Dallas Cowboys and the Miami Dolphins. What's even crazier is that Miami just recently signed Waddle to a long-term extension, locking him in with big-time guaranteed money, signaling that he was a core part of their future plans. So what changed? How did we get here? According to numerous insiders and NFL sources who have been keeping a close watch on the situation, tension has been quietly building behind closed doors in Miami. There's talk of internal pressure over salary cap issues, locker room dynamics, and perhaps even conflict over the team's long-term direction, particularly surrounding the future of quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, who's also due for a major contract. Some speculate that the Dolphins are trying to make room for a bigger move down the road, maybe on the defensive side, or maybe even at quarterback, and that shipping off Waddle could be a painful but strategic sacrifice. Others believe the team may be trying to avoid having too many elite receivers demanding touches, money, and attention. Whatever the case, this crack in the Dolphins' foundation opened the door just enough for Jerry Jones and the Cowboys to storm through. And boy, did they. Reports now indicate that the Cowboys aggressively pursued a deal, offering a combination of high-value draft picks, salary absorption, and even player swaps to convince Miami to part with their star wideout, and apparently, it worked. Details of the final agreement are still trickling in, but insiders suggest that the Cowboys gave up a 2026 first-round pick, a second-rounder, and possibly a player to sweeten the deal, though we don't yet know who that player might be. Now here's where things get even more interesting. This move seems to have caught even Jerry Jones himself off guard. Known for being deeply involved in all major team decisions, Jerry reportedly didn't expect this negotiation to escalate so quickly, but his front office staff, led by Executive Vice President Stephen Jones, pushed the envelope and closed the deal in a matter of days. That's why reports are saying Jones was surprised again, not because he wasn't aware of the talks, but because they accelerated into reality at breakneck speed, faster than anyone at the start could have predicted. For fans of the Cowboys, this is like waking up on Christmas morning and finding not just one, but 2 Lamborghini keys in your stocking, because now Dallas has 2 of the most dangerous wide receivers in the league in Jaylen Waddle and CeeDee Lamb. Think about that for a second. 2 1,000-plus yard receivers on the field at the same time, with Dak Prescott under center and Tony Pollard in the backfield. This offense could be absolutely lethal. Defenses will be forced to pick their poison every single play. Do you double Lamb? Do you bracket Waddle? Do you stack the box to stop the run? You can't do it all, and if offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer plays this right, the Cowboys could become the most dynamic offense in the NFC, maybe even the entire NFL. But every move comes with a price, and this one has layers of risk that we can't ignore. First, let's talk salary cap. Bringing in Waddle, who's carrying tens of millions in guaranteed money, will absolutely force Dallas to make tough decisions elsewhere on the roster. We could see veteran players get cut, contracts restructured, or other trades executed just to make the numbers work. Some insiders are already hinting that a few key defensive players could be on the chopping block, and while this move electrifies the offense, it could weaken the Cowboys on the other side of the ball. Secondly, you have to wonder about chemistry. CeeDee Lamb has emerged as the face of the Cowboys offense. He's been Dak's favorite target, a team leader, and a Pro Bowl caliber player, so how does he feel about sharing the spotlight with another elite WR? Is he excited? Is he threatened? Is there enough ball to go around? We don't know yet. What we do know is that in the NFL, egos are real, and managing them is half the battle. The last thing you want is a superstar tandem that turns into a power struggle. But let's not forget, Dallas has seen success with multiple playmakers before. Think back to the days of Michael Irvin, Alvin Harper, and Jay Novacek. The question is, can this new era version of the Cowboys strike that same balance? On the Dolphins side, this trade could either be seen as a smart long-term move or a catastrophic loss, depending on what they do next. If they flip the draft capital into another star player or use it to move up in the 2026 draft, they could reshape their team in ways that make sense strategically. But if they sit on the assets and don't replace Waddle's production, this could easily backfire, especially if Tyreek Hill starts to decline with age or injuries. More importantly, what kind of message does this send to Tua and the locker room? Trading away a top target could cause tension, raise questions about Miami's commitment to winning now, and shake the confidence of a team that's been on the verge of breaking through in the AFC. It's a huge risk, no doubt about it, but in the modern NFL, sometimes the biggest risks pay off the biggest dividends. Fans are already reacting across social media in every way imaginable, some celebrating, some mourning, some completely confused. Cowboys Twitter is going wild, with fans already photoshopping Waddle into a Dallas uniform, mocking up jersey reveals, and speculating on how the offense will look in Week 1. Dolphins fans, meanwhile, are split, some calling it a betrayal, others saying it's a necessary move for future flexibility. National media personalities are jumping in too, with takes flying across ESPN, NFL Network, and YouTube. Some are praising Dallas for going all in, while others are warning this could turn into a disaster if things don't click quickly. And again, the fact that Jerry Jones, a man who usually insists on being at the center of every deal, was reportedly blindsided by the speed of this negotiation, just adds another layer of intrigue to the entire situation. It makes you wonder, is this a new era of delegation and decisiveness for the Cowboys front office? Or did someone just make a move too bold, too fast, with too much on the line? What we know for sure is that this isn't just another off-season headline, this is a seismic event in the NFL landscape. Jaylen Waddle is now a Dallas Cowboy. The Dolphins have cashed in on one of their top assets. Jerry Jones has been caught off guard. And the rest of the league is watching very, very closely. Because if this move works out, and Waddle and Lamb light up the scoreboard the way we know they can, the Cowboys could finally have the offensive firepower to make a deep playoff run, maybe even push for that elusive 6th Super Bowl ring. But if it doesn't? If chemistry sours, or if the defense regresses, or if the team stumbles early, then this move could go down as one of the most high-profile gambles in recent memory. Only time will tell, but one thing's for certain, the 2025 NFL season just got a whole lot more interesting. So don't go anywhere, hit that like button, subscribe for breaking updates, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Did the Cowboys just win big, or make a huge mistake? I'll be reading every single comment, and until next time, stay locked in, because football never sleeps, and neither do we.